Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons & Nuts, the channel where we have high levels of high levels of entertainment, low levels of intelligence. I had to stammer that for a second. I was like,
stroke test.
It's like high levels of energy? No, that's not true.
We do not have those right now.
I have very high levels of energy. I'm ready to burn all the things.
Uh-oh.
In true David fashion.
That might be useful here. But today we are going to be doing a one-shot. As you can see, the table's a little bit different. So I'll be running as DM for today, and we have a new player with us. She's been here before, sitting in sessions, watching behind the scenes and such, but she's playing today. So one of you two can introduce.
Are you going to introduce me?
So this is my wife, Crimson. She has never played D&D before.
Except for that one time that she played Sylph in a random off the record session.
So
alternate universe.
we'll see how this goes, because this is her first character, is what I should say.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it.
So it'll be interesting.
This will be very interesting.
The levels of intelligence.
It cuts off like right at the table.
I definitely feel like we can make a joke about this in some sort of inappropriate manner. But I can't think of it right now.
Yes, thank you. So yes.
Do we have any napkins?
All right.
I'll run up and grab some.
Yeah. There's some in the bathroom actually.
Kinky.
But today we are going to be playing in a new world that we have been building here. So we'll get started with the new world. We are here in the world of Nixodin. It is a young world with magic and creatures and such. Currently, we are about in 230 AR, Arcane Resurgence, after the God War, where gods and mortals are fighting for power and such. And so our characters are currently living in a world post-war with the gods. Our adventurers at this table are traveling around trying to discover items, magic, creatures, all sorts, to help further gain information of the world that they are in. And so our adventurers are returning from a tiresome adventure to their favorite information hole, the Swan and Falcon Inn, where many adventurers go to gain quests, get drinks, and sometimes have a little bit of a brawl. So, with our adventurers back at the tavern, we see Wesley's character. Wesley, would you introduce yourself, please?
Well, you can see my guy. He's kind of small, not very big, kind of like 5'6", and his name's Droff. But you'll see him kind of sitting at the bar as he casts Chill Touch onto his drink. He likes his drinks cold.
That's not what Chill Touch does.
Well, he's gonna make it cold.
Chill Touch does necrotic damage.
Oh, fetch. Wrong. Well, now it's necrotic then.
Oh dear.
But
He likes his drinks with a little bit of necrotic damage.
but he just always looks a little down all the time. But he's a nice guy once you start talking to him. He's not wearing anything kind of fancy or special. His clothes are actually quite rugged, and he doesn't really care about how he looks.
I see. Another note, in this world, necromancy, or as I like to call it, soul magic, is very dangerous, very powerful at the same time. And so our friend here tends to like to use soul magic.
I'm a little bit of a rebel, you could say.
A barmaid comes up and is just, "Hi there, sweetheart. What can I get for you? Need a refill on your drink yet?"
Yes, can I get another Under the Weather 6 feet under, please?
Oh, I see. Yes, we'll get that right up. It might take a few minutes, but we'll get it ready for you here.
Yeah, well, for
Thank
sure.
you. She kind of goes by and continues walking, and is gonna come over towards you two. It's like, "Hi, darlings. What can I get started for you? Anything to drink? Anything to eat?"
Just a simple tea for me, please.
Tea for you. Okay. And what about you, sweetheart?
I'm not hungry right now.
You're not hungry? What do you mean? You coming into my tavern not hungry? That's a lie. You're getting some food here. Pulls out
What
the
did I
menu and
say?
just like
I
puts it
said
down in
I
front
wasn't hungry.
And I said you're eating my diner here.
It's my money.
Well, yes, but sweetheart, I'm a businesswoman and I need to make some money. So your gold comes in my pocket here.
I'll take
So-
a water.
Those are free of charge. Maybe a little bit something more.
Where's
than
my
tea.
6 feet under?
I'll take 2 waters.
2 waters.
Oh,
We'll see about that. I'll get your tea right out, sweetheart.
Crimson, you're savage. What are your characters' names?
Hey, if you would like to introduce yourselves here.
You see a very kind of well-dressed, you can tell kind of scholar's clothes. He quite tall and with a fantastic blonde mane of hair and a snout, as you see a middle-aged Leonin sitting at
makes a
this
lot more
table,
sense
very
now.
very straight up and down, like you can kind of tell very proper, prim, like hasn't really experienced the world too much and is more of a bookworm. Like it just kind of has that look with these round spectacles on his face
Me and you, buddy.
And how about you?
as he sits and reads a book.
What does your character look like? Name and all.
My character has kind of longer, curly, darker hair. Always has kind of a RBF of sorts, but it doesn't come from a background of being just rude. She just experienced a lot. Her name is Leonia Trill, but she goes by Lay. All of her close friends call her Lay.
What race are you?
I am
I believe in a hill
a hill dwarf.
Oh,
so quite short, stout as well.
I see. All the short jokes will be
Don't worry, I'm short too.
She walks away and comes over. All right, sweetheart. Sorry for avoiding your table for a minute. What can I get started for you tonight?
So my character is going to look, just look over is just going to like smile up at her, and she's going to like just hold up hold up his empty mug and just like gesture, like pantomime refilling.
Oh, and it's like, she begins to notice, puts down her pen and paper. Oh, and begins like, oh, you deaf?
He signs back yet. not deaf, but can't speak.
Oh, and she just begins to like sigh, like, what can I get started for you tonight then?
Signs it anyways when she
Arkal has absolutely no clue what's on the menu here, so he's just going to ask for her recommendation and get whatever she recommends.
She like pulls out the menu. And just, so I would recommend the roasted pheasant, cheese and white bread served with wine. That is one of the house specials we have going on tonight. We also, if you're not looking for something heavy, we got a little lighter. We got a gruel with butter, white bread served with buttermilk. If you're looking for something a little light. The first one? All right, we'll get that for you. That's gonna be about 2 gold pieces for you.
Reaches into his bag, pulls out a pouch of coins, but it's like halfway covered in moss. Like fumbles it out, it's none of it is in gold. It's all in random things. Counts out the precise amount of
I'll
change
come
and
back
hands it
for
over.
the. Thank you, sweetie. She takes it, puts her in her and everything.
I'll mark that down.
She's like, all right. She goes back into the back room. Gilbert, we got a #1 meal, a tea, whatever the soul mancer's like. Give me some waters too. This lady's not making my job easy enough. And like you can obviously hear this yelling to like the back for the cook. With the rest of the tavern going on, it's very lively at this time. You have the band playing up there, you got the fiddle, you got the lute, everyone's up on stage playing. You have a few people paying attention to them. But it's lively at this time of day at the tavern. And you guys have just returned from an adventure, taking your own little leaves here. So anything you'd like to do while waiting for your drinks and meals?
I can't believe Lay got 3 ticks in her freaking neck again. I swear every time we go out there, we're just babysitting her at this point.
Arkal is going to like just give a big shrug, like accidentally sloshing out some of the remaining of what he does have in his mug. Is like and then like just like does a flurry of hand motions.
Huh? What's that, buddy?
Can Lay hear this?
Well, yeah, I said.
Oh, or
Yeah,
were we
you
the
said
same
it
table?
You're very
I'm saying
nearby.
it-
You guys
I'm
like
saying
separate
it
tables, but like
to the
nearby
whole
each
party,
other.
So.
Okay. Lei just sits there and acts like she doesn't hear it because she doesn't want to give the attention to people who don't deserve it.
My guy's a bit of a pessimist. Sorry.
Well, that's a bit of a down perspective on life, is it not?
Well, yes. Well, you could say that the only people getting down in that last skirmish was, me and my druid friend here. And so, it's nice to watch every once in a while, but...
Sir, I'm a scholar, not an adventurer. What do you expect?
Arkal, as you say scholar, he was like, oh, just gonna wave at you, reach into his bag, pull out like a bunch of like tools, once again kind of overgrown with random bits of like plant life and things like that. Pulls out like 3 different like herbs, like mixes them together, and just like there's a little poof of smoke over it, and just like holds out a little potion.
I'm an alchemist. Can I recognize?
Yeah, roll me medicine check with advantage.
Where did I put the tree?
In front of me.
There.
Medicine check with
And
advantage.
I'll also
Can you
say,
put
with
this-
you guys being a party, you could probably make out every fourth word of his. You don't really understand. So like,
I
you
don't
get
go
the
very
idea.
slow. I do not slow down for beginners.
So like, you miss a few words, and you're like, wait, what? Wait, say that again, one more time. But you can get the gist of what he's trying to say.
A medicine check, you said?
Yes.
That's gonna be a 17.
17.
I just mixed a good berry in with some tastier herbs in order to make it look like look fancy and taste good. It's just good berry. It's just 2 good berries in a cup.
Well, thank you, Uncle. Thank you very much. And I'm just gonna kind of hold it.
Just kind of.
Just sit
hold
there,
it.
just hold it.
All right, you're just sitting there holding it, and what if
This is Arkal's attempt at scholarship.
At this time,
We
you
invent
see
stuff? Okay.
the doors to the kitchen open up, and you see the maid come in with the drinks on one and tons of food on another, and just come in. All right, sweethearts, I'll be with you with your drinks. You're getting something a little bit different here. Coming by and just goes, drops them down table by table, comes to you guys. All right, here's that tea for you, sir. Here are your 2 waters.
Thank you.
Here's your necro special. You're 6 feet under. What'd you call it, sweetheart? I can't remember her name. My hands are full. I can't look at my checkbook.
I just stared at her. It's just like, are you freaking kidding me?
You can see like there's like a skull ice cube that floats to the top and just, and then splits.
That's what I'm talking about.
She gets the food and is like, here's this one, careful, it's a little bit hot, but not too hot. Gesturing towards you of like, here's your food, sweetie. It's like, and the chef recommends this one and puts it down towards you. And it's like a nice large turkey leg with almost like mashed potatoes, corn, and not brown gravy, but almost like an orange-ish looking gravy on top of the potatoes and the turkey, or the chicken.
Yeah.
It's like, anything else I can get for you? I gotta take these to the other tables around here.
Lei is. She thinks it smells really good, and she actually really wants it, but she's never gonna admit that. So she's like,
Nice.
fine, whatever.
It's like, well, we hope you enjoy. And at that moment, some ruffian bumps into her, and she just full on spills all the drinks and the food onto your guys' table. And she's just. And my microphone drops, and everyone's ears are ruined. As she's like, Terry, I swear, if you start another fight in here, I will kick you out forever. Okay, sweetheart? And just holding
down,
his
buddy.
mug, going back into a
It's
fight.
not worth it.
He's just like, you take the back about my mother. It's like this
Also, what is your
huge orc with just like a large beer
just a little bit stronger than I
talking to a colossal, which is like a Goliath. So these 2 giants are just having a drunken bar fight. And you recognize them coming into the tavern. They're like tavern regulars as well. And they're almost always at a fight. And this time they're more drunk than ever. And it's just, you take that back about my mother. It's like, I will not take it back. She is a wench, and she deserves what she got.
Time, huh?
Grennan is going to stand up at this point, and when he sits down, he kind of like shrinks down, and you can't really tell that how big he is. But he stands up, and he's probably about 7 foot tall.
Oh, wow.
He is huge.
What a hunk.
And in Orcish, he turns to the orc. He turns to the orc and goes,
Wait, okay. You think
In
he's gonna get on
Orcish,
this? This
sir.
man's a scholar. He doesn't even
"Please,
fight.
would you just sit back down? We don't want any trouble tonight. This
Oh,
fine
wait,
young
wait,
woman
he's
also
looking.
does not want any trouble tonight. Would you please just don't cause any?"
Pulls out
Roll
4
a
coppers.
persuasion check.
Coppers and puts them on the table.
I'm gonna put down 6, and I said, I bet he won't even spill his drink that you made him. If he spills his drink,
Persuasion, you
I get I get your cup.
Oh, gosh.
If he doesn't spill his drink, you get my cup.
Oh, 19.
19. He just
Thumbs up. That's
he,
what
like,
I'm talking
looks
about.
at you.
That's what I'm talking about.
he looks at you and is like,
He's still holding the drink.
fine. But meet me
He
outside
doesn't.
and we'll see
If he
about
doesn't, I
that.
win. If he doesn't,
Oh man. Kind of like very intimidated by your height and
too
just
late now.
4 eyes and just walks away.
He's going to push up his glasses and follow him.
His pace quickens, just like,
I cast Druidcraft real fast and make a little gust of wind to knock his cup in his hand, so a couple drops of it spill.
Oh, his drink is essentially empty. But yeah, you Druidcraft and just continue.
No, he's trying to
his
him.
drink. Oh,
Oh, the little potion I'm holding?
I need a couple spills. I need a couple of drops to spill.
Okay.
all right.
Don't let it happen. Don't let... Hey, what? I saw that.
Did you? I'm rolling stealth.
No,
I'm proficient in this.
Stealth magic, unless you got subtle spell. Nope.
plus 5.
It's it doesn't have a verbal component.
It's, material.
It has a somatic component. I'm just doing it down below the table.
Well, even if you do it, with-
11
that doesn't pass my passive.
guidance. 15.
What? Now I get a roll. That's not fair.
Perception.
Okay, fine.
Oh, I don't have very much health. That's kind of sad.
How
Oh
do you
yeah.
see help?
Plus 4.
You guys all have average health.
23.
Okay, you notice.
How do you see help?
Listen here, buddy. I don't care what you're gonna say, but now the deal's off, okay? And I just take my coins. Cheater.
Arkal sees that as an absolute win because he had just totally lost.
Crimson. While all this is going
Last
on,
time
you're
I
kind of like
played
looking
freaking
at this food.
gambling
You
with
see
you.
a hooded man in the corner,
still gonna
kind of just like
gamble with you
sipping his mug, looking towards you guys, and kind of motions over for you to like come this way. His hood is completely over. You can't tell. He's in the dark corner of the tavern. There's barely any torches over there, and he's just, oh boy.
I kind of look around to see if anybody else notices. And then with all the commotion going on, I just kind of block all of it out. But like against all of my better instincts,
Nice.
I stand up and I start making my way over.
All right. You make your way over, and while you guys are having a little debacle, you see her stand up, but it's like, oh, she's doing whatever she's doing. You're debating over the gold pieces
gonna
and
take a
him
swing
walking towards the
And then
orc.
try to get some.
And the guy motions to a seat and, my lady, take a seat.
Meaning like your corn or something.
So I'll just take the seat and I don't say anything because I don't want to be the one to initiate any of the conversation.
He looks and just, I see you returned from an adventure recently, and your party is quite adept. I'd like to hire you all for a job.
I look around and I look back at my party and they're all still
They're all
thralled.
I'm just eating his food now.
I'm eating my food
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. And I look back and I said, what does this entail?
He takes off his hood, and you can see a another like orcish figure with a long tusk and one that's like broken down, like cut down, with like a milky white eye and a scar running down across like the entire face. It was just a few days ago, me and my party went venturing not too far from here. There was a cavern of which they say there's a goblin infestation. We went down thinking it'd be simple to clear out. but we were wrong. The infestation is growing strong, and there is a high sense of soul magic going on down there. Your party is the most adept party anyone in this town has ever seen. So I would pay you handsomely for this, as well as the guild. It's a guild mission, so they're already paying on top of that. Their gold plus mine to help find my old party members. We went down, I barely made it out alive. I don't know if the others did too.
Yeah. Well, Lei thinks about it for a second, and even though she herself is assertive, she looks at him and says, "This decision is not mine alone to make. I need to consult." And
Go
so-
ahead. You'll know where to find me. And kind of like leaves a little card on the table and just consults with your party.
Okay. So I turn around. What's your character's name?
Grennan. Hold on. Let me just make sure. Yeah, Grennan Boone.
Okay. I turn around and go find Grennan. Is he still outside with?
You were like following the orc outside, and he's out there, and there's people coming in and out of the tavern all the time, and he's just, let's go. Right now.
As soon as he gets outside, I'm just gonna cast Grease.
Just grease him up.
Like, I'm gonna try and kind of do it, you know,
Adam, my boy.
like slickly, no pun intended. I'm gonna try and do it kind of sneakily, and just, I want him to just kind of fall, and I want him to just go, good sir, I think you're a little too drunk to fight right now. I think it's best you just go home for the night.
Grease is a dex save.
Yes, it is a Dex 14.
Dex 14. All right. Base roll was 14 without any modifier. So the Grease, but he is very drunk, so I will give him disadvantage on this one. He's heavily drunk. A 15 base still. So he
He's
feels the
very
grease
dexterous.
and very Jack Sparrow like just. Someone needs to put a new patch of grass in here. Doesn't know. He's like thinking it's just like wet, like mud and dirt.
Yes,
He's just,
obviously we need to replace the grass.
replace the grass, fix it up. Just put him up, partner. Let's duke him out. He's like his fighting stance is way off. His fists are exposing it, and if you were to brawl, you could maybe take him out in his state. But with his size and build, if he was in a good state of mind, he might take you. Just, let's go, partner.
I really didn't want to have to do this. I was hoping that maybe I could just get you to leave. But fine. And he kind of like, he sets down the vial and he just kind of like, and like, very like weird fighting stance, but you can tell slightly experienced.
It's like black and white photo, like that kind of fighting.
Yeah,
stance.
kind of
rolling
like
the knuckles into himself, you know?
yeah, and then
So you mean the Arkel's stance when he clearly has no knowledge of how to fight whatsoever?
Absolutely.
pretty much. But just kind of this
Everyone
weird, like, you
just
can
a
just
person
tell. Like, if anyone who knows how to fight can just kind of like tell. Like, he kind of knows what he's doing, even though it looks funny. And he kind of takes a step in and just like very quick, just like right hand jab, like right hand, just like knock him out,
Roll for an attack.
knock him out. You can do it.
I will give you advantage because he is heavily drunk.
Advantage.
Poisoned.
That's 20. That's gonna be a 26.
Dang.
26. All right. Well, it's flat damage, or no? 'Cause you're
Yeah,
Lennon.
so it'll be 5.
I think Lennon, you add.
They have natural attack.
Natural claws.
They have claws.
Oh, they
It's
do?
a D4 plus strength, natural weapons.
Nice. I forgot about that.
Yeah, baby.
So that'll be 6 damage.
6 damage. So you go in, and he's not ready for this first strike, and just nose is like bloodied, and is like, tomorrow. He's like, when I'm sobered up, we'll have a real brawl, and just kind of like continues to try to pick his nose up and everything, and just starts heading off in another direction.
He's kind of, and he adjusts the lapel on his jacket. Picks up the potion and goes back inside.
You see, as he like tries to walk off, nose and everything, he slips on the ground. He's just like, and falls to the ground. He's like trying to get back up and everything. He rolled a natural one on that one, so he just She like falls face first back into his bloody nose. Just you hear a crack in the nose. It's broken.
Oh, poor
Oh,
man.
that's.
Don't get drunk and start tavern brawls, y'all.
He's gonna remember that one if he could remember.
Nice.
If he could remember.
But outside of that, you two at your table, you see. I'm sorry. It was Lei come back to the table after you guys have devoured your meal. Her meal's, despite the bit of time, still extremely hot. Nothing has like cooled down on her meal at all.
Cool. So you got another friend, Lay?
What
Are
do
you-
you mean by that?
Nothing. As I take a bite of his corn, I'm just.
Arkal's gonna just reach over like with a fork, stab a potato, and just like hold it out towards Lay.
And then I'm just gonna look at it. I appreciate the gesture.
She doesn't want it, buddy. Okay. I grab your arm.
Just like get progressively closer until it's like 2 inches from your mouth.
And she's like, okay.
Anyways, what did your friend want? I take another bite of his corn.
It's like, this is a conversation we all need to have.
All right, where's the big guy?
About this time, he's probably walking back in. He's slightly sipping the potion.
All right. You're walking back in. You see they're having a nice little conversation after you saw him feed her a potato and just.
Aggressively
Sit
doing
down
so.
and add some of the good berry to my tea and just start sipping it, stirring it.
All right, Mr. Hairball's back. What do you want to talk about?
We have been offered a proposition,
So a job.
if that's what you want to call it.
I just look at Arkle and is like, yes.
Is he still over in the corner?
You look over, and all that's left is a large glaive at where he used to sit,
Okay.
and yeah, no trace of him besides the weapon.
Okay. And didn't he leave like a card or something?
He did leave a card on the table for you to take.
Okay. So I just pick up the card and the weapon that was there, and I just show it to the group, and yeah.
I'm gonna read this card.
It's just kind of, it's like a calling card. It has like a glaive on top of it with almost like a mask behind, and it just says Dimitri Storer, Orc Adventurer, like rank 3.
What rank are we?
You guys are like a rank 6.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
that's cool.
Which direction does it go? Like, is higher better or lower?
Higher is better.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
So we are considerably higher than this dude.
Yeah.
200% increase.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are a much
You said
better
what was
rank
200,
than
like-
him. Most adventurers kind of have like a calling card or something to display their
Yes,
rank.
it's okay.
So whatever you
I'm really
guys
good at
want
math.
of it for to display your rank, whether it's like a badge or some kind of calling card, that is how you show people. Like, this is
Official
my rank.
paperwork.
Full paperwork. Like, let me go find my bag and just here's all my paperwork, legal work.
Nice.
Sorry. I'm having a great time over here.
It turns out Arkal's better at almost everything than him,
But because I'm his
Arkal is
voice.
convinced that, but I'm not aware of that. And also, the one thing that he is better at than me, he's significantly better at, and that is talking. Just like he like just yeah, fun times.
How low is your charisma score where you can't talk?
-1.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
I have a +4, so
Actually,
1 down, 4 down.
my strength is technically an 8, but I have gauntlets of ogre strength. So it's like,
Nice.
clink, clink.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do at this time?
Well, I guess, what time of the day is it? I'll look outside.
What's
Arkal's
this
going to
like?
point at the card and
If I may ask.
yeah, Arkal's going to point at the card and go.
He shrugs his shoulders. He's hand gesturing.
He just showing like
I believe he's asking what this Dimitri asked of us.
Arko's wondering what we're gonna do about this.
Like, well, I was trying to pay attention, but there was a lot of ruckus in the background.
Not my fault.
But the gist of it is there is a job he cannot complete, and he wants us to do it.
What's the job?
Do the hand signs. What's the job? That's what Arco has.
So he wants you to essentially accompany him to like the goblin cave
Okay.
to try to somewhat recover his companions, whether they're dead or alive, at least to confirm their status.
Okay. We ought to make a trip into a cave, a goblin cave, to retrieve this man's companions.
He's ready to go.
Pulls out a like wand in one hand, and then just like straight up a razor sharp sickle in the other.
Slow down, buddy. We gotta gather our bearings first.
And then I look at.
Picks up a fork and then starts cutting his food with the huge sickle.
Nice.
And then I look over and I'm like, and if you weren't already convinced, there will be generous compensation.
Okay.
Pulls out mossy coin pouch.
There's like a little bit of dust that flies off of it, and like some like mites just.
Nice.
Arco likes this idea. I think we should do it.
Who has the calling card right now?
She does.
I do. Oh.
You do.
I've never been able to explore the goblin caves. I believe it would be quite interesting.
Yeah, we know. So it's going to be a win-win for everyone.
Pardon me.
Pantomime's clawing.
Would you quit with your rudeness?
Roll me a wisdom check.
Oh.
7.
7. Okay. You kind of just quietly hear. Yes. Go on this quest. There's something in those caverns of which are quite useful and dangerous.
Kind of see me look down and be like, yes. Oh, not to you, but I like compensation.
Nice. And then I'm like, well, it's settled. And then.
The tavern lady comes back. You haven't touched your meal, sweetheart. She has to be real offended about that one there.
I was preoccupied.
Occupied by what?
That's not for you to know.
Her friend in the corner.
Holds out coin pouch and just like jingles it excitedly.
He gets what I'm saying, you know?
We've received a quest. And she was preoccupied.
Oh, what quest was it? Was it from the guild or from a?
It is from the guild, yes, I believe.
Was it the goblin one?
Yes,
That's
I
a.
believe.
A lot of adventurers have been taking that quest here. Not many have completed it. Many have perished, come back scarred, maimed, changed for life. So we see a lot. We see quite a few coming in.
You're gonna be
With that
sticking
one.
behind.
I do believe this is starting to sound like Goblin Slayer.
What? No. Change notes. Change notes.
Shield.
She's like,
shield.
yeah, it's a dangerous quest. That
You
one.
want to be the meat shield?
It's quite near town. As goblins, they tend to spawn
you want
near
the
bloodshed
attack.
and fear, and seems like the more adventurers that go in and fail to complete the quest, the bigger it gets. Wish you the best of luck with that one. I know the guild's paying handsomely. The more that goes on.
Yes, from
She's
what
like,
we've heard. It's quite good compensation. But I do think we'll be okay. We are quite good at what we do.
like-
And the little teacup is going to lift up by itself, and he's going to take a sip from it and put it back down.
And she's just like astounded by it. I do think the guild current ranking for it is about 15.
Holy! Okay.
And she's like holding like 4 beer steins of like orcish proportions. She's like, well, I'll be back. Well, you have a great day. Do you want me to start up your tab for when you guys come back or anything?
Just hold on to it. We'll come back eventually.
Please start the tab.
I wink at Lay.
She's like,
You're
yes,
coming
sweetheart.
back.
Holds up empty mug.
If you come back, it's on the house. And she like walks away, handing the mugs to everyone else.
That felt like if you come back alive, we'll reward you.
If you guys come back, the first round's on the house for you.
Arkall isn't interpreting it that way. He just got offered free stuff.
I feel like this is David just as a druid.
So yeah, you interpret like, yes, 15 is a very short of like, yeah, 1,500 gold.
Oh, I thought you were saying like a level 15 of adventure.
No. Like 1,500 gold is a reward. Currently, she's not sure if that's updated or not. The longer this is unsolved, the more goblins, the bigger the threat, the bigger the reward it is.
I'm gonna turn back real quick to the bar lady. Say, lady, how long has this contract been up for?
She's like, it's been up for about a week.
How does that fare in things being done?
Thinking that it was a goblin, like infestation, it should have taken like a day, less than that. So the fact that it's gone a week and still hasn't been completed, it's getting dangerous levels.
I'm gonna be like, all right, drink my drink as fast as I can. I said, we will be back. Come on, boys.
You can never rush a good tea.
No, but we gotta rush to get that money. Let's go, boys. And I kind of
That
like,
tea currently, you've already consumed probably twice the amount of daily nutrients necessary.
Yeah. I only poured a little bit of it.
Just a little touch, you know?
Yeah, a little touch.
All right, you guys are on your way out from here. On the backside of the calling card, it kind of like illuminates and it gives a map of like where to go, and it looks like it's about a day's trek from here. So not too far,
to the
not too
goblin
long.
cave or to the guy's house?
Goblin Cave.
Okay.
It's about a day's trek, mainly through the woods there, but it's like a well-traveled path that most adventurers have taken. So it's not like, discovered land that's going to be dangerous. This is like the adventurous path to most places. And so yeah, you have your little map there, and additional, his thing is like another 500 gold for helping him with it. So in total, 2,000 gold.
Plus, maybe more.
Plus maybe more if there's stuff in the cave.
I think it's quite unsavory to loot the corpses of fellow adventurers.
Yes, yes. Don't worry about it then. And I just keep walking.
I'm like, speak for yourself.
Arkall walks up to...
Barbaric.
Arkall walks up and pats you gently on the shoulder, and then you realize that that's the hand that's holding the massive sickle.
Careful, good sir.
Don't worry, Arkell's agreeing with
I
you.
take quite good care of my mane, please.
It's like puts a finger up and like twirls it around, and then like pulls out like the boing. like does it again. It's like starts holding up the sickle to cut off a little bit of it.
So you guys are now traveling on your way through the thick, verdant evergreens, very tall, lively forest. The trees are a very bright green. Like a lot of life is going into these trees. The plants, the grass, everything is just very vibrant and giving off a lot of life as you walk through this forest. And sorry, answer your earlier question. It is about like evening. It's getting towards like the darker part. So leaving, you guys are about, I'd say, like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Does those paths so far, like, is it like discovered enough for us to travel through the night?
Yeah, it's like well-worn path with like almost wagon tracks through it. And like as you're walking it, you can see other adventurers ahead of you and coming in and out. So it's like the adventurer's path to get from almost anywhere.
Okay.
So, what would you like to do as you travel on this road?
I think it'd be great if we travel a little bit in the night so we don't burn up our daylight tomorrow. If that makes sense.
I do think it a bit unwise to travel at night, but at the same time...
Won't be very long. Just a little bit. Arkell agrees with me.
Okay, for any of you who are only listening, please go to our YouTube channel and watch, because some of the facial expressions that Dave is currently making are worth it.
Yeah, you couldn't tell. David's character is mute. So,
And I'm not very good at
interpreting what he's saying.
I think it's best that we stop for the evening and we maybe settle down and create a bit of a camp. Yes? Those in agreement, say aye.
Transforms into Arkall is going to like suddenly transform into a wolf and just like go, yep.
Oh my god.
I think he says I.
I believe that is what he's trying to say, yes.
Also, I'm a freaking giant wolf. I'm bigger than you.
Oh dear.
Just you on all fours.
Two of him on all fours. Yes.
Yeah. He's
Dire wolves are big.
Do you think that even if you transform, you can't speak either?
I can make animal noises,
Okay.
but I can't.
Even as like in your normal state, you can make like
I can make little noises, but I can't actually say words. I never open my mouth to speak, but like I can make noises, which is how I'm able to cast verbal spells.
okay.
So you guys set up camp for the night. What do you do for preparation at the campsite?
Grennan kind of just gathers a bunch of sticks and wood together and kind of creates a little bonfire. And you see him out of his bag pull out cooking utensils and cooking supplies, and he starts just making a nice little dinner, like a little supper almost. And he slides it into a pot and adds some water and starts making a soup.
How much does Grennan, right? Grennan knows about necromancy?
I would say that wasn't necessarily his field of study,
if I,
but he knows a little bit about it. He's
Okay.
a scholar.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, it's not
Of
the
magic.
most talked about, as magic is still like being well discovered here, especially with like necromancy or soul magic. It's the type of magic that the schools and everyone knows the least about. So there's very few of like, oh, everyone understands that it affects the soul and the body. It can give life, take life, do a great amount of things, and still so much to discover. You like barely scratch the surface with soul magic.
So not much, but
Perfect. Lay, do you know anything about excuse me, necromancy magic at all?
How do I know if I do?
Probably not.
She's a cleric, so she might actually know a little bit about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
never
probably
mind
know more,
Okay.
just a little bit.
Does your character know much?
Ooh, she does have a -1 to Arcana though.
A little bit?
What is that?
Okay, buddy. Well, I'm just gonna like go off a little bit away and just kind of practice ritual casting some of my spells. Just like not finishing them to cast them, just like partially getting there, feeling the magic, and then just kind of end it before something happens.
Okay. You're kind of like practicing your magic,
In a
and
sense.
what does your talisman look like?
I have this kind of thinner chain, but it's kind of intricate with how it kind of moves around its feather, kind of like square links or something. It doesn't look like, it looks a little fancy. My talisman kind of like, it's like an opposite of like where the gem's usually on the inside. There's like a ruby edge in a gold encrusted one. It's just all gold, ruby edge, and the center is kind of just like a mere finish of silver.
Okay.
So it's almost like a mirror.
Okay. All right. As you're like sketching and creating these runes and almost casting the spell, but stopping the moment before, your talisman almost like illuminates, and then projects a like phantom image that only you're able to see, and it's very silvery finish of almost like a mirror of your patron, who's like sitting there, legs crossed, and you can see that this is a almost Azamar looking, so like an angel-like person, with very dark green eyes that just kind of like continue to swirl, and around his head it looks like he has traces of like a halo of some sort. And he's just sitting there and just, why have you stopped traveling?
I haven't stopped. Just went to get a drink.
Then why do I sense rest in the campfire here?
I take a look at it and
By the way, I'm still a wolf. I will remain that way for as long as I can. I intend to, because I have enhanced hearing and sight with it.
I just look over and then just look back. I can't force them. They're definitely stronger than I am.
If you cannot force them, then what good are you?
Well, I
Giving you
thought
my power was supposed to make you stronger.
it'd make me strong enough to control them as well.
In time, as we regain our strength, yes.
Evil character in our party.
Hush.
No.
The evil laugh.
Shouldn't it be the master telling the student to be patient then?
Careful, boy. As much as I need you, you need my power as well. Don't test the limits.
Sorry, master. I'm just trying my best, you could say.
Your best is good enough for now. But be careful of that cavern. There's a strong creature of soul magic in there.
You kind of see him get, like, focused. He's kind of grins a little bit. So I could actually test your power then.
It would be a good testing ground, yes. A good testing ground, but you'll still need these playing cards
I look
for the
back at
time
him.
being.
You kind of just...
Evil smile. And like, if you look over at him, he's just like still kind of tracing through things. So to you, you just see him kind of like practicing his magic of sorts, and almost like you just hear him casting the incantations in magic. So that's all that you guys see, but you're having like this full-blown conversation. So he's very well keeping it hidden, so it's only you guys, and you guys just see him casting his magic and stuff. It's just, all I can say with my knowledge is that there is a myth deep in the cavern creating these goblins of sorts. One I haven't seen or heard in eons. One they call an Oni. Careful. As like the silvery finish just disappears.
My eyes kind of like flutter and kind of roll back forward as the ritual finishes. You guys will just hear a loud sigh, and then I kind of just kick off all this stuff I was drawing and return back to the fire like nothing happened.
Roll me a perception check, David, with advantage. And everyone else as well, but just normal perception.
Loaded.
Just
I
roll
rolled
the
12
dice.
twice, so 19.
19? You as well. Everyone rolls perception.
Oh, I thought this was about me. I was like, oh.
No, not about you. your patrons keep... no.
Perception,
Oh, I got a
and then
7
you
for the
look
first one,
at your
plus
perception
4 so far.
modifier, and
11,
you add
okay.
that to whatever you roll. So I got a 17.
17? And you got a what, David?
19.
19?
25.
17, 19,
25.
25, a 7.
I got an 11.
11. Okay, so all three of you guys, besides you were focused in your incantations, you weren't really noticing it. You just kind of begin to hear like chittering in the forest around you.
Forest
It's
always
just-
chitters.
Just
Chirps or chitters? Okay, that's not the normal kind of chittering.
as like gets loud and peaks and then gets quieter, and then you begin to see out in the woods just like glow dots and like a range of like eyes looking at you, and then they close and disappear, and then you begin to hear like the leaves rustle, just as like everything around is just slowly coming around you guys, almost like encircling, and the trees begin to like crack and bend, and the leaves just begin to fall, and all the life around it just begins to almost like decay and become more crooked and wicked.
Yes, very interesting.
Going to walk up, just pat up to one of the like fading things, and just gonna like sniff it, and then just like shrink down.
Arcol, what's wrong?
Can Grennan recognize what's happening? He's kind of jotting down notes in the journal right now.
Yeah, you recognize and you can see that this is like some type of magic. You're unsure if it is soul magic or if it's some kind of other arcane, but something is happening around to make it do this. You see them kind of looking around, and you just hear an owl hoo, and nothing else. The rest of the trees are their bright, vibrant selves.
But I see these yellow lights.
Yeah, you see these yellow lights, but not in the arrangement of eyes, but more or less like fireflies just flying around.
It's okay.
Are they actually fireflies?
Are they?
I would like to check that.
Arcol.
You guys see them as like pairs of eyes watching you. He just sees like they show up in an arrangement of eyes and then quickly fly around.
Arcol, it's just some bugs, bro. Food's almost ready anyways. Oh yeah? Well, go bring me one back then, if it's not fireflies.
Like dog points that point pose like at one of the pairs of eyes.
You hear a loud
Like hold
snapping of like a twig. You hear this as well. It's just a large snapping of a twig.
rolls around and growls.
I put my hand up,
Grennan stirs his sword.
and I Eldritch Blast. I just want to Eldritch Blast in that direction.
It like spirals out and illuminates a little bit as it goes, and all the fireflies just disappear from where it was. And roll an attack.
What am I
Should be like +7.
Yeah. That's a 15.
15? Alright, so you shoot it, and right before you can see it illuminates, and you notice a large bipedal creature as it strikes it, and just hits the ground, and just...
I'm going to cautiously walk into the woods and investigate what it is.
Better not killed another deer by accident again.
You go by.
Not a deer.
You go and you inspect it, and you see this as almost like a satyr, but a lot more goat than man, and like larger. It's just
Nice. We killed another freaking deer. Good job, buddy.
essentially.
There's like
goat.
you've never seen a wolf look at you like you're an idiot before, but you do that right now.
I just look unimpressed the whole time.
Grennan is walking up, scribbling down notes in his notebook. Does he know what it is?
Yeah, it's like they're rare, and so you don't see them as often. They kind of stay at night, but they're a form of satyrs that are more nature attuned, and so it's just kind of like walking around blasted, and it's just has a huge like burn mark of where the Eldritch Blast hit it.
Oh, it's not dead?
It looks
It's like from a quick glance you can tell that it's losing life quickly. It's just
I just reach down and I'm just going to cast Cure Wounds as he, like, then lifts his notebook back up and continues to scribble down notes.
You think we could eat this thing?
you cure wounds, and the
hungry.
mark, everything else around the blast heals.
He gets 10 points of...
10 points?
10 points.
Okay. Everything else around the blast heals it, but like the main impact stays like a dark, charred, like purple. And it's just, its breathing goes back to normal, and the rest of the trees begin just go back to their vibrant life selves, and the eyes disappear and become fireflies again.
Interesting. He's like writing this down, taking notes on every little thing.
What do you think just happened?
Oh, you saw the trees and everything is normal.
Oh, I
Making,
did. Okay.
Yeah.
Making sketches and doing all sorts of things.
So we're not gonna eat it.
And then I just look.
Quite unlikely.
Dang
I
it.
look over at you and I'm like, what's going on?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest, but whatever it is, it's very unique.
It's just a deer, really.
And then
That's
No,
not so
it's-
much a deer, but
Sometimes
also
having
It's
a good
not-
perception isn't good.
It's a.
I told you, sometimes
It
having good
seems to be
perception is not
almost
good.
a type of satyr, but it's more in tune with nature and seems to be affecting the nature around it in some way. Not really quite sure how, though. The magic is a bit new and unstudied.
Say, boy, you think soup's ready?
Wolf shrugs.
He goes, the soup! And he
My spinach puffs!
kind of imagine this as like a slightly smarter Kronk.
I can see that, yeah.
That's awesome.
I can see that easily.
That's awesome.
All right. Anything else you guys like to do for the night? Set up a watch. Anything else? Inspections.
Set up a watch. I'm going to remain this thing for 3 hours, and then I will change back, just because it's how it goes.
I'm just gonna go to sleep unless I'm supposed to do.
All right.
I'm also just gonna go to sleep.
All right. You guys all go to sleep, and
He has low
nothing
wisdom.
eventful happens
know.
during any of your watches.
All right. That's good.
Everything else goes back to normal. You wake up fully rested, a little confused of what happened that night, but the path is just not too far from where you camped off. You
Is
can
the
see
creature still there?
Yeah, the creature. No, actually, it left off. You can see like marks, like a game trail going off.
Interesting.
You can see off to the side adventurers, early morning, traveling through the like main path. And it's just, hello there, travelers.
Oh, what are you doing up so early?
The early adventurer gets the gold.
And what adventure are you going on?
Well, we're going off overseas to see if we can discover new land. Going over to the northern port, seeing if we can find anything new here.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
As to you,
I look forward to hearing your discoveries.
as I wish you the luck on your travels as they
Thank you.
continue, just as they go on. So yeah, you guys wake up and you continue on your way. The rest of the way is uneventful. As you make it to this mouth of the cavern, the woods kind of fan out as you get to this hole in the wall, where you see your person that hired you here. He's kind of standing there with his cloak hood off and kind of like resting on his glaive, and is like, I see you accepted the quest and you followed the map here well.
Yes,
Is this the guy? Lay?
Oh,
Is
what?
this the guy?
Say that again, sorry.
It's a
Yes.
Okay. I'm doing research, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out everything.
I guess you're the guy.
Arkal hefts his sickle.
Mighty fine weapon you got there.
He likes weapons.
As I do, as I as well. I think weapon shows a lot about a warrior and their heart and intent.
He approves.
That one doesn't speak much, does it?
No, it doesn't.
He doesn't speak at all, really.
And how did that come about?
Long story. He was fighting someone. That, as he was trying to do his research, someone was fighting him, and he snuck up behind him
No, I don't think that's what he's trying to say.
and ripped his throat out.
You might have got clawed by something.
Yes, he
that's-
ripped his
that-
throat out
that
when he was
hurt his
doing
throat,
research
and Now he can no
in the
longer
forest.
speak.
I'm sorry for that. Must have been extremely painful.
Oh, a bird.
And then he flew away.
Kind of a dragon? Ah, quite
Lay just
interesting.
kind of stops like all this conversation and looks at you and is like, what can you tell us about what we're getting ourselves into?
Yeah, it's a strong infestation of goblins, and an even stronger sense of soul magic going on in there.
Interesting.
You very quickly notice and feel it, and you're just like, ah, yes, soul magic. I'm well adept to this.
So
And just, you can see at the mouth, there's a few adventurers kind of sitting there, very bloodied, and like trying to patch up their wounds and just kind of trying to mend themselves. Some of their like party are like casting cure wounds and such, but like you can tell the adventurers there are lower levels, maybe same tier as you guys, that are preparing or trying to like get out of there. It's just, if you guys are going in, may the gods bless you. It's a hellhole. I've seen more bodies in there than I've ever seen anywhere else.
Do you believe in a god? Yes. Okay.
We have a cleric.
I wasn't asking her. We already knew that. I thought you just worship trees or something.
What's that supposed to mean?
Not you, him.
Okay.
It's not too far off. He's a druid, after all.
That's what I thought.
Granted, you're trickery domain cleric.
What am I?
Yes.
Yes.
So the chance,
Oh yeah.
there's a chance of her god could be two. Could be Nithor, or it could be Dieris. So either the god of shadows and fear, or the goddess of change and transformations.
Probably the goddess of change and transformations.
Yeah, because the other one's mine. And there could only be one.
Your
Anyway.
patron was a champion of that god. So that is good to know.
So what's the name of her god?
Dieris,
Dieris.
or the Lady of
Explain this to
Transformation.
me.
She's kind of who you get your magic from. She's your god who you worship.
Okay.
And you gain your abilities. All your
Okay.
trickery, transformation, illusion stuff, essentially is given from her.
Okay.
Yep. So yes. May the gods bless you. And
Of course, we have knowledge.
these goblins are fiercer than I've seen before. They wield wicked blades of sorts. He just kind of like stammers and just, I wish you the best. As you begin to like hear screaming within the cave,
Oh, interesting.
and outruns these adventurers. One's in front, just mad dashing, as there's like three more, with one person being carried by like the other two with his leg just completely gone, just running out of the cave.
How are
And
you
they're
running
like-
out of the cave with a run it with a
Two people are carrying the guy in
I
the
see,
middle.
okay.
And the others have like, as you see him coming out, they got like arrows in them and everything, and they're just been through it, just coming out of the cave. And just, don't go in there! And just like pass out, fall to the ground. Just, okay, you see why I hired rank 6 adventurers for this quest.
I do believe that is not good.
Just checks for a pulse.
There's a pulse.
Okay.
Exhausted.
Arkol is going to reach into his pocket, pull out 2 pouches. First pouch, he's going to just like hold out a hand, cast good berry, and put the 10 berries into that pouch, like for later. Close it up. The other one, he's got his money pouch. He's going like shaking around, like
Arkel's excited to go.
Get a little
there.
bit of cash.
How
Well,
much? He's
it
wondering how
wouldn't
much money we're going to be making.
Well, if on the card, it disclosed that you'll be getting 500 from me.
Each?
Total.
Okay.
And currently, the guild standing has raised the reward from
Yes.
15
Yes.
to 25.
Oh, wow.
Guys, maybe we should come back and...
We're gonna wait for the demand to go higher.
Arkol's just gonna put his money pouch in, and he's just gonna start walking into the cave.
Grennan will definitely start following him. Just scribbling down notes about all the tiny little details in the cave and like.
And then I just kind of like pop my knuckles and I'm like, this is going to be fun.
All right, as you guys walk into the cave, it is dimly lit. At the very beginning, there's like a few torches from the first adventurers that have gone
I'm not
in.
gonna be that person.
I have dark vision. You have dark vision. You have dark vision. You have dark vision. You're a dwarf. You have dark vision.
Yes. We all have dark vision!
Yes. I
50 Shades of Grey, baby!
That said, I'm still casting Produce Flame, so we have bright light, because I'd rather see clearly.
Than
Nice.
shades of gray, of
Yeah.
which I will abuse because dark vision means shades of gray, not full color.
Which can be a serious issue sometimes.
As you
You
guys
don't know if
walk
the pool
in,
of liquid down there is blood or water.
you guys walk in, torch in hand. this is where we'll take our break as you enter the mouth of the cave.
Oh.
So,
Darn it.
tune in for part 2 to see what actually goes on in this goblin cave with our lovely adventurers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
This was very fun. I am enjoying playing a dungeon.